He's a Grammy Award-winning composer who for 10 years also served as a host on Entertainment Tonight. And this Saturday night, you can catch him on stage at the Temple Theater in Saginaw. We're joined by the man, the myth, the legend, John Tesh. John, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing great. Hey, first things first, have you ever played Mid-Michigan before?
Yes, we absolutely have. Yeah, I mean, when you've been alive as long as I have, it's, you've pretty much played everywhere. But the whole thing about having to write the name of the city on the monitor in front of you, that's not lore. That's a real thing, because you're in a bus, you wake up, you have no idea where you are.
Well, you're going to know where you are in Saturday in Saginaw, so that's a good thing. And it's called a John Tesh Big Band Christmas, so I think the name kind of explains itself. But what exactly are you going to be playing out there on stage? Yeah,
it's the whole idea is to take people back to the 1930s, 1940s, when the only way Christmas songs were heard were with a big band orchestra, and it's fun because a lot of what we see is that my concerts are usually women who have dragged their wives or their husbands to see a John Tesh concert, so they and guys go so they can get some relationship money in the bank. But then there are a lot of kids that show up, and it's fun to see them. They've never seen a baritone sax before. They've never seen a piccolo trumpet, and we love that. We love the fact that it's actual musicians moving air rather than MP3 files.
Well, how big of a band is this actually? Because you're throwing out a lot of instruments there.
Yeah, this is a 10-piece band, but sometimes we'll go out with 15 pieces. But we make our decisions on who goes as to how big the bus is.
And you're bringing all the hits out here too, all the Christmas hits for the most part.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, we do. There's certain songs we have to do just because of our fans will ask for them. And there's a crazy song that I wrote about 25 years ago. That's ended up being the NBC NBA basketball theme. So we try to do a Christmas version of that. Otherwise, they won't leave until we play it. But mostly, yes,
cool.
It's Christmas song.
And okay, the John Tesh persona, which you've already made a joke there too about how about wives dragging their husbands out there. One thing I've always admired about you is you've always been willing to let everybody have a little bit of fun with your image. I mean, that kind of goes with the territory, doesn't it?
It does, and yeah, and you just have to follow the nighttime host. I think it was my friend Conan O'Brien years ago when I had just released Live at Red Rocks, where he said, "Hey, listen, if the guy who used to read the celebrity birthdays on Entertainment Tonight is now playing piano, and people all over the world, millions of people are paying to see that, then we all need to go home and get our clarinets out of the closet because anything can happen." And it's true.
And I remember that because you actually you played a clarinet in like a wild turkey pit for Thanksgiving or something like that, didn't you?
Oh my gosh! Okay, I just came around again. I played one of those. Well, you can see one behind me. I played a portable keyboard. And I played Turkey in the Straw, and those things don't happen randomly. You get a call from a producer from the Conan show. They go, "Hey, John, are you in New York the week of? We'd like you to play Turkey in the Straw in a pen full of turkeys." And you don't ever say no to Conan. Yes, that was, and on his 10-year anniversary, I wrote a bicycle built for three with me in the front, Abe Vigoda in the middle, and William Shatner at the back.
I love it, and you become a part of pop culture over the years too. I mean, and obviously you got a lot of attention when it came out a few years ago that you used to date Oprah, which, by the way, congratulations for that. Does she return your phone calls still?
No, we haven't talked for actually we talked about a year ago when all that madness came out. But I worked in Nashville in 1974 to 76. She was a cub reporter at Channel 5. I was a cub reporter at Channel 4. Pat Sajak was the weatherman on my station. So it was Nashville was sort of a real farm team for a lot of what happened after that.
Well, you did very well for yourself because you married Connie Sellecca, an outstanding actress, star of Greatest American Hero, one of my favorite TV shows from the early 80s, right? Can you maybe play the theme song to Greatest American Hero for us out there too?
Not this early. But it's, believe it or not, I'm walking on air, and that was one of those songs that I think it maybe Miami Vice did this too, but it's one of very few songs that became #1 while the TV show was running. But we still, she still gets stopped in airports all over the world from people who have just started watching Greatest American Hero, and of course she was on Hotel after that.
We love that. And by the way, your radio show is aired locally here in Mid-Michigan on Cars 108. How much fun are you having with that show?
I love doing it because it's because it's portable. I'm in Phoenix right now, as we're getting ready for the for the tour, and these days with a laptop and a really good microphone, you can have your own radio studio, as you probably know. So I love doing it, and we have a big staff of 20 people who work on that show and find all of the intelligence that we have every day. So it's fun. It's forced learning for me.
And you dispense a lot of great advice. My favorite thing I heard once overnight, I heard you say something like, if you're going out for a job interview, researchers in Canada say a firm handshake is the key to getting you the job.
Yeah, I think we may have gone a little further than that, but it's stuff like that. And actually, the best handshake, of course, is a dry handshake, and you're not supposed to squeeze too hard. But the rule is you grab the boss's hand, the potential boss's hand, you shake 3 times, and then let go.
Not 4 times. 4 times is too many, and you seem too eager.
You look too eager. 3 times and you let go.
Well, lots of firm handshakes coming up on Saturday night, and we can't wait to see you out there. It's a John Tesh big band Christmas, and you're going to be bringing a lot of fun out there Saturday night at the Temple Theater, right?
Yeah. Thanks. We're looking forward to it, and it was fun spending time with you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much, John Tesh. And for ticket information to see John Tesh Saturday night at the Temple Theater in Saginaw, just head over to abc12.com.